No, I mean not, especially in the build up to the race. Obviously, I just wanted to focus on my one. Like I said, I've driven the car quite a lot this year, so I jumped straight in, and it wasn't too bad. Obviously, I had a couple of incidents in the race, mainly at the start, but no, I didn't have a chance. I might jump into something like a Woods later on. I'm sure I would mind. Hi, Ollie, just to see what it's like. I mean,
yeah, unfortunately, we did lose Woods off the grid this year.
Yeah, Storm pretty much went at the end, didn't they? But yeah, I can imagine, especially, I'd say Woods obviously won because they left about 7 races in, so that's quite a big comparison, upgrades-wise. So that'd be a good comparison. Obviously, I did 42.6 in qualifying, so Dennis Jordan, the fact that he would have gone on pretty much pole with that time, makes me quite upset. But, the donuts of all cars, fair play to him. Yeah, really good comparison to see what that car is like in terms of drivability, time-wise. I mean, a lot of the upgrades this year are based on the front wing. Very weird, but we'll get into that another time. So it'd be interesting to see, yeah, like I said, all the cars are the same. And it makes for good racing.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I quite like seeing, trying to gauge it a little bit. And, there's a few guys on here that were test drivers like yourself, like Dennis Jordan up there in the first place at the moment. Do you think, it's actually, did he do your time? Your time at...
I did 40.6.
Yeah, so I was going to say, he did have a bit of a, I think he went, push the track limits, should we say? But nonetheless, still a very good time.
Yes. So I think it's a bit cooler as well than it was when we did it.
Yes, of course.
It is slightly cooler, yeah.
I mean, but then by the end of this session, it's going to be so much more rubbered in than,
oh my word,
than you guys had. So we could see some horrendously brilliant lap times.
Siebel, I'm expecting to get a 39. Siebel, obviously. Yeah, Super Cup. Was he champion? I can't even remember.
Yeah, champion.
Yeah,
Super Cup,
champion. Let's see what he can do. I'd like to see.
He drove 4 races. Did drive 4 races for Adonis this year as well.
Exactly. So he's got a good idea of the car. I mean, 41.2 isn't a shabby time at all. So he's got the pace in it. So as we see, who's out the back in Adonis? Oh, I love this session.
To put it bluntly, it's a mixed ability group, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, it's good fun. Someone like, for example, the media guys who've got the football and SRS cards. It's a good laugh for them. See what they can do. And then
we haven't even discussed that yet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you've got people like Dennis Jordan, Alex Seymour, etc., Matt Richards, top 5, who probably potentially could do Super League. And I'm just trying to say, look, here we are. I'm here. Do it. I could be in your team next year. Give us a shout.
If you were a team manager, would you be using this to actually find drivers and show them off? Or because is that then a risk that someone else might sign them? Or would you use this as a bit of fun? Or you're a bit like some other teams that just don't bother to show up?
I mean, yeah, it's a good gauge. I mean, I wouldn't take it too seriously. I mean, well, you know me. You know what I'm like. I'm quite a laid-back person anyway.
Oh no, you're.
I mean, Siebel looks
serious. It's like I've never seen mess around at all.
Absolutely. Yeah, Siebel looks on the 4.5. It's a good gauge. I mean, I might have a quick look at the results. Have a look through maybe if you really wanted to delve into it. You look through the files, see if they've got any stints in there, not just hot lapping. Obviously, like Rudy said in his interview for World's Fastest Gamer, funny enough, racing is not just about one lap pace. It's all about the stints, especially in a league like this. Obviously, Super Cup and Formula Challenge is a little bit different, more of a sprint style, but Super League is a bit more of an endurance. Not, I mean, obviously not endurance cars or endurance level of length, but it's still in terms compared to Super Cup, especially for someone like Siebel and Jordan who are used to driving Super Cup Formula Challenge. This is a very different kettle of fish. I mean, you've got to be driving for an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Compare that to half an hour of driving. I'll tell you now, it's a different ball game.
Well, yeah, I mean, in that respect, it's a good test because it's kind of pressured as well. The fact we're broadcasting it, the fact that there's other drivers about all the time, it's something you can't test that easily on your own or in your own little team, I suppose. So there's that element to it. Are they a danger to other people? Like some people that I've seen there at the moment. That's a nice Kerno spun round. I don't know who that is, but.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, you can see some people that are blinding fast. Oh, God, there goes Casper College-Zijek in the Sirius. That was in the SRS, sorry. Sirius. 4th place in the main 42. That's not too bad. Just spun. Sector 2, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, there's some people out there who blindingly quick, and I can think of some examples, even not just this year, but a couple of years ago. Like, they're blindingly fast. Yeah, you put them on track and near other people, you're terrified. I mean, there's people I don't like racing. And, yeah, they're quick. But if they don't check out, I'm terrified. Especially with some people ping as well. Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a good test as well, I suppose. Actually, just see if you can if your system can survive it, I suppose. But then to do Super League, you know, you'd imagine you probably done one of the other series at the league, probably. Even some of the guys that have just done the independent series.
Yeah.
Or, you know, most of these guys have been in some way in the league. I'm just looking. There's not many.
Ladder, yeah.
Some have come out. I mean, there's a couple of guys that have been here previously. Even Peter Burlak was a former challenge champion.
Raced for Adonis, didn't he, a couple of years back?
Yeah.
Definitely at Suzuka in Brazil. Super Cup, he's raced the Super Cup, he's raced the Super League. Like Matthew Clip, he's been there a few times, he's back. I've written a name I recognise. Mark Wicks here, woo! Wicks is back.
Oh yeah, Wicks. Well, yeah, must be said this is Kerno's last outing. They have said they're leaving at the end of the year, so it's good that they brought 3 drivers to the two at least I can see 3 to the test. That's brilliant. There's a few new guys though. Lucas Schmidt. Who else have we got? De Jong's returning, isn't he? Daniel Canfield. I don't think he's done one here. Canfield's done a couple of ITC races, but yes, from a single-seater perspective, yeah. Luke Walsh, I'm told, has done a couple of bits, maybe. Yeah,
he's done bits and pieces here and there. Josh Hansen, he's raced here. Joshua Jones, I don't think he's actually raced here. Josh, not.
He actually did the last round of the ITC. I think he got a deal.
So he's quite new.
But this literally is like single-seater.
I don't think Elise hasn't properly raced. I don't think.
Again, a random round in ITC that for her own team. But yeah.
Yeah, from a single-seater point of view, it's a nice bit of fun for him, isn't it? Having a little look. You never know, you might find a little gem. Adrian Campfield's doing a good job in 7th place in the Walters. 42.9 on the Ultras at the moment. He's on a lap. Sector 3, nice look up there.
I mean, Campfield, races real life, so there's no reason why he shouldn't be right up there in theory.
You'd be surprised. Now, see, that's the curse of the sim racer. You're either good at sim racing, rubbish in real life, or you're great in real life, but you can't sim race with toffee. And I know a few examples. I mean, most of the time, you're decent at both, but there are some... I say that as it goes round.
And so did the Street Fighter in front on the straight as well.
But, it's not as easy. I mean, it's not as easy a transition as people say. I mean, personally... Watch out! It's not an easier transition to make it out to be. I don't know personally, I don't do real life racing, but people I've spoken to have said it's a lot trickier, one or the other, and they find it a bit hard to adjust times. Whether it's a point of view maybe, or whether it's the fact you have no physical control over the car, I don't know, but
yeah. I mean, I think what's also interesting here is that most of the teams will have given these guys a setup from the race last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've given the Vodball ones.
Yeah, but ultimately, if you actually aren't used to the car, to be given, for example, your setup, Tom, which is a bit, how to put it nicely,
understeering.
Yes, yeah, all right, but it's understeering. It's not going to be everyone's style necessarily, and equally, if you're learning the car as well, to suddenly go, here's a setup that lets you drive on the edge to get the best time. Some of these guys can't drive on the edge, or won't be able to for an awful lot of laps yet. So it may not necessarily be the best starting point for them, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean they've got that base. I mean they know at least they can. Oh, the Street Fighters going to hit each other. That was terrifying. Yeah, I mean it's a good base for them to start. I mean it's all well and good having a default setup, but that ain't nothing. If you want to know, especially for people who are serious about coming into like Siebel, like Jordan, like if they're serious about it, they need to have a decent setup so they know how to drive on the edge and how a car will react. Obviously, I know next year, Bolton will be completely different. But it's, like I said, it's good for team managers to see, right, he can drive a car on the edge with a good setup that is, I mean, Risto, for example, I know he's given his set to the Vod Ball people. That's a race-winning setup. My setup was a race-winning setup. The Norse drivers, David Judd, he will obviously have the Norse setup. That's a race-winning setup. So they know that they've got confidence that this, in fact, even the Vod Ball one and the Norwegian one are championship-winning ones. Look at them. I mean, look, they're not bad setups. So they've got that knowledge of them. Good, right? This setup is good. I know the car will go. Let's drive on the edge, see what I can do. It doesn't work out for everyone, but obviously, I mean, bless the broadcast people. They're having fun, and Ben Willis, I think, is the top. Oh no, Casper's the top one. Casper and Ben. Ben's top Vod Ball. Casper's the top Street Fighter. But yeah, it's nice fun.
Well, yeah, it must be. We haven't actually quite mentioned it. We've mentioned it a couple of times there. Yeah, the Vod Ball team and Street Fighter Racing Systems teams decided that for this Super League test that they would open up their cars to give a big thank you to the broadcast media team, basically.
Yeah, they do a lot of work, so it's nice.
So, you know, the guys normally commentate. There's a little bit of a fun with it as well. And it ultimately means that when they talk about it next year, they've got a bit of a feel of how the car was last year. And, you know, all adds to the interest, doesn't it? And at the end of the day, the guys, everyone that gets involved in sim racing is passionate about it. So if you're a commentator or a media guy, you probably do like racing, really. You're not really coming to this having not, you know, no one's coming to this going, I don't like Formula One or I don't like racing. Like, we're really random.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't actively go out and search like motor racing online, would you? If you didn't like it, I mean, if you didn't like, obviously, I don't know how everyone got to the league. I mean, obviously, I found it via me, Ben Warren, it's a name from Bars in the past. We found it through. I found it through Ben. Ben found it on the random search on the internet. Because we've been doing bits and pieces at a local league, and it's just where everyone finds it differently. And if you find online sim racing, maybe for example, it's your first time. I know a couple of people who joined this year. They've gone online sim racing when I've done my park pit stops. They've found it online and thought, oh, let's have a look at that. What's that all about? And then they get hooked. And obviously, they're not going to do that if they're not interested in racing, are they? So,
well, yeah, exactly.
Have some sort
You've
of
got
idea
to be involved somehow like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out otherwise. I got dragged in by you want a blast from the past. I got dragged in by Toby Locke back in.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. He was here before me, and I came at 2004. He came.
It's 09. God damn, I'm old. I'm getting there. Yeah, I mean, someone like Elise and Joshua Jones, for example, they're not the. I don't think they'll take too much offence. They're not the best drivers in the world, so they do prefer the commentating. And they do. I mean, Josh and Elise, they've done some brilliant jobs this year. And kudos to the broadcast team. They've done some great shows this year, especially Super League. That last round, oh, was it nice?
Well, yeah. I mean,
show itself.
While we're here, big thank you to everybody at the league, everyone who does it, all the media team, all the DC guys, all the race directors. I say all the race directors, the mod team, Chris, basically, Will for organising it all.
Show.
Anyone that paid any interest at all or got involved or did anything whatsoever, or even posted on Facebook or whatever. Sorry. And thanks for viewing. Yeah, whoever. Do we have any? Who have we got?
I don't know. I've not even looked.
No, I haven't looked. We got 12. Hello, 12 viewers. Hi.
Right
nice to see. Good to see a few people in there. We got Jeffrey Fournier. I recognise that. Hi, Jared. Hello.
Any questions? We'll attempt to answer them. I can't confirm. I will know the answer. But hey, there we go. Why not? Treat yourselves.
Fair enough. Yeah. Tom, do you know what you're doing next year?
No. Simple answer. No. I mean, obviously, work schedule is Super League. Is my choice of league only because, like I said, work. I mean, I get first evenings off simply to do this. They don't know I do this, but they know I'm busy on a first evening, so that's what I do. I mean, I've had a few teams speak to me. Obviously, we're still chatting about next year, obviously, from a board point of view. But other teams have spoken to me. I won't say who. Respect for them. But there's interest. But obviously, tricky for me next year. I mean, I can't commit 100% to every single race. I can do maybe miss 2 or 3, but it's not ideal. But I mean, I like to think I showed the pace in Abu Dhabi, which I must admit surprised me as well. But it was a nice surprise. But we'll see. Like I said, I won't know until GPVWC day when the teams are announced. I know what's clearer picture. I know what everyone's doing. Yeah. Sign me up, boys! Girls.
I thought you did rather well.
Yeah, I like to think I did alright. Coming in there out of no, well, not practice, but no, like, race experience this year. The last time I drove, funny enough, was Abu Dhabi last year for Green Stripes. So, completely different kettle of fish. Especially when you're driving for a top team like football compared to a GSR. That's always one thing as well. Cars, when you're just running for a battle. Oh, we've been through them. But yeah, I'm here. Guys, tempt me. I'll accept bribes.
Accept more willingly offer. Yeah. Jeez, willingly request bribes. Should have seen what it took to getting to do Abu Dhabi race, honestly. That bill is.
Be back to Epic. I'll tell you what, Jeff. If Epic come into Super League, I'll give me a buzz. Who knows? Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Jeez.
I'll do. Who's it? Oh, I forgot his name. I do get on with him very well. I raced him with him back in the Super League LFS days, Lift for Speed days, so get on really well.
Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah, you've been around a while. Whoever Eagle Racer is, apologies, don't know who you are, but you can have a go, I suppose. You can get the mod. That's available on the website, GPVWC.com. And if you were really clever with it all, I suppose, through SimSync and you got onto the Discord and there's a team with needing a driver, you might even get on now.
Different Woods will definitely have some. Green Strokes will definitely have some.
Yeah, basically, I'm sure they will. If they just get the manager to approve it, really. But yeah, you can have a go in the mod itself and try out the track and see if you can beat the guy's times, maybe.
Beat your brother. You can have bragging rights.
But that would work. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, Joshua Jones' brother, right? Okay, yeah.
I think Joshua Jones. He's on the. He's my 10 seconds behind, but yeah. Have a go.
Well, he's 8, but now he's beating a couple. You know, not last. Ahead of.
Not about the times. Not about the times. But having fun.
Put it this way, his first lap, considering his first lap was 2 minutes 15, he's come a long way. I mean, that is marked improvement. If you can tell me another driver that can save 25 seconds in the space.
Oh, there we go. Good lad.
Okay.
Sorry, I was watching his on-board.
Should have said, by the way, we've managed to see maybe the proper Peter Burlack, maybe, up into third now. Maybe getting the hang of this car slightly. Obviously not having driven this.
Yeah, I mean, he's not exactly new to Rfactor 2 either. He's obviously FSR experienced, so...
World champion.
Oh, look at that! Dennis Jordan 40.0. Missed that. Blinder come for us. A blinder lap. That definitely put him on pole.
Siebel did get a good lap and then got closer, and then, yeah, Dennis Jordan's done even more.
No, Dennis is... I mean, I must admit, Dennis had some nice little battles in testing this year. Obviously, Dennis was the donors tester. Yeah, I think he did a couple of races in the actual...
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But yeah, Dennis is always me. Dennis and David Junt were always just... Dino Paolini, actually. There were some seriously impressive drivers testing this year. Like, I'd say, I mean... Something egotistical. I think all 4 of us, like, are worthy of a Super League. So, I mean, there was some serious talent in testing this year. Like, yeah, it's like I said, me, David Junt, Dennis Jordan, Dino Paolini. 4 of us were always very, very high up on the list.
You're trying to tell us the action was actually in the test server, not the real racing, is that what you're telling
me? Oh, yeah, except David will tell you. The amount of times I just dive bombed it, it's quite funny, actually. Going in my way. It's always nice to have a competition, though. It's like, trying to get the most laps. Obviously, for people who don't know, testing, what we do, I think from a test driver's point of view, what we do, we work with the 2 main drivers to help develop the car. And then, so someone like myself, what I'll do, I'll take our setup, go pound around for half an hour, earn some RD points. RD's R&D points will obviously go towards developing the car, and then we sort of at the start of the season we sort of get an idea of what we can develop and how much we can develop. We know how many points we can get, and then my job is just to pound around on some medium tyres usually, try not to crash, and set many timed laps as you can, and that's how we develop the cars, and that's how Vodball, Adonis, Walters, Nords, that's how they developed a good car, because especially our 4 teams, constantly every week, and even up to the end, we were the only 4 teams still going, and that's why we got such a good car. And that's at the end of the day, testing. I think people don't appreciate how much testers actually do. That sounds bad because I am one, but we do not in terms of actual racecraft and all that crap, but in terms of actually developing the car, getting the resources, we are quite important.
Yeah, it's the most unsung hero of Super League. It really is. Test driver, really. I mean, you can get a bit of glory if you get the races. You know, if you can do 4 races, you might get glory with it. But other than that, it's kind of like, well, these guys are, without the R&D points that the guys gain, and I know, Tom, you did a particularly good job for me this year, you know, gaining the odd lap extra here and there, which got me a few more R&D points than some guys. Means you can develop the car, which gives the race drivers the chance to it. And equally being reliable and turning up every time and doing all the laps means you maximise your money as well, because you haven't got to keep signing drivers all the time just to do test sections. It's and to be honest, and it's less of a headache. Like, you can't put a value on on that. Trying to rush around trying to find a driver to do a 30-minute test session is an ask. You know. I mean, I know that I don't know even if we did the final one, but I know that up to Abu Dhabi, I think the only 2 or 3 teams that had done every round were obviously Vodball, Nords, and I think Hawkeye, Dino Paolini, was very good at turning up. So I think Dennis missed the last couple of test sessions. Yeah, we missed the last one.
Speaking of Dennis, he's done a 39. 39.9.
Wow. I'm impressed by Pedro Gomez.
Okay, yeah, 41.3.
Well, he's doing a good time, and this guy has not driven much this year.
No, he hasn't. No,
he drove one race, two races in Super League last year, but all he's driven this year is the Formula Challenge, and even then, he's done 4 rounds. Like, that's it.
You get blocked by Marnek going into the final couple of corners, but big freeze. Oh, that's fine. Burlack entered again. But yeah, it's not a bad effort, is it? Someone I think is primarily a touring car sort of guy, so fair play to him. Matt Richards as well, doing quite a good job in 6th place. He's not driven this year.
Yeah, Matt Richards surprised me. I know ITC went right for the title in that way, and he's obviously part of the team that did the World's Fastest Gamer 24 Hours. Yes, he was. Yeah, he was part of a couple of people I know from another league. So obviously he does that sort of, that kind of.
Give it to Matt. He's bloody quick in the thing. I think he came second to Rudy in ITC. I think he's still got one to go, but he's.
Yeah. He was up to the driver's title. Yeah.
That's not exactly a mean feat, is it?
Well, no. I think some people maybe at the start, start of the year might have got a bit downhearted by being a bit behind Rudy. But when he comes out and does that, you kind of go, well, if we'd said, if you'd said, I'd come second to a McLaren driver.
Yeah, it doesn't sound so bad. I said that on Facebook. I said I've now technically been an F1 driver's teammate, so I'm happy.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we've all, loads of people have raced against him now. It's brilliant to see. And it's to be honest, my opinion of the World's Fastest Game, there was a few little issues with it, and it wasn't necessarily the best spectator sport, but it wasn't really there for that.
It wasn't.
It was
a job.
job interview. So very different to, for example, the Vegas E race, where they were trying to entertain and do all that sort of thing. And to be honest, they kind of were with the qualifying rounds of World's Fastest Game. It was trying to get interest, but that was more to attract the drivers to race. This was, whereas actually once you got to the job part, I don't know about you, but I didn't expect it to be an episode of The Apprentice where they were like, This
is their team. This is Rudy Van Buren and Freak Schulhorst. Sorry if I've not mucked your name up, Freak.
I don't know who Alan Sugar would be, but you could have Fernando and Stoffel following the drivers round, couldn't you? And stuff, it could have been good.
Oh, well, Zach Brown could be Lord Sugar. Ron Dennis! Yes!
Ron Dennis, yeah. Get him in if you want.
Oh, yes. I'd pay to see that.
Would be pretty good. Well, I'm told that World's Fastest Game is coming back for another 4 years yet. So
I read something about. I wasn't sure how long, but I read it's going to be done again. Maybe I'll give a proper shot this year.
So that's pretty cool, really. I don't know how that works for Rudy, but yeah, it'd be pretty cool, really.
Well, I wonder if other teams are going to I wonder if other teams will jump on the bandwagon.
I would be surprised if they don't start doing that sort of thing now. I know there's a lot of things in the works with other certain series and things coming out, and I think the Formula E thing that's just been released or announced today, released the Rfactor 2 mod that's going to be released with at the first round, so first weekend December, first round of the E-race.
Bono was like that. Bono was bleeding quick with that, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, but then that was what, a year ago now? Who knows?
It's Bono. It's Bono. It's Bono.
He'll still be quick in it. Of course he will be.
Rfactor 2, man. Yeah.
But will he be the quickest? Who knows?
Maybe you should give it a go, Mike.
Hey, I'm ranked pretty highly in the GPVWC rankings. I'm keeping my rankings.
The best thing is, you're probably ahead of me, because I've had so many torrid years. Not even funny.
I probably am, but that's purely because if you don't do many races and get some points, the ranking system messes up a little bit with it.
It's quite funny. Someone I think, is Lucas top, or is it Lee, or is it Joe Concealer? I know someone like that's top, aren't they?
Lucas is, yeah, Lucas.
I wonder why that is. Actually, I bet Rudy is now.
No, Rudy's fourth currently.
Okay.
Lucas did win 2 championships, to be fair.
2 championships in his first 2 years, yeah.
He's won a lot more races, I think, in perspective of that.
Yeah, true.
I think where am I ranked now? 42nd. Oh, I'm dropping. Damn. So I was 18th a year ago. That's not good.
Alex Seabor's improved to a point.
Oh, I am ahead of you. You're 46th. Sorry, Tom.
Oh, bugger off. What's that all about? That's my Woods days. My GSR days.
That's it. You've moved up. Since the last round, you and Dennis Jordan are ranked 46th and 47th.
Imagine Jordan, he's on 39.9. So
well, exactly. So you're ranked ahead of him. So
if you want the 46th best driver ever at GPWC, guys, give us a call.
It's a claim to fame. Why not?
Odd.
Isn't it?
That looks like he's on a hot lap. Let's follow Petter. Let's see what he's on. So he's going to Sector 2 now. Nice little line into there, actually. been a bit reluctant to go into the second part of the chicane there, but he's got it through onto the back straight. People they were commenting actually, following after football, people doing the football like, "Oh my God, Tom, you're set up so damn fast and straight." And I said, "Well, yeah, of course it was. I was expecting to balls up at some point. I needed the top speed." There we go. Down the finish at the end of the back straight. I've lost him.
Fair enough. I'm told that Jared van der Weide and Mike Quint are going to turn up in the Storm racing car.
Perez made a bit of a mistake. That's a tricky corner. That. I'm good for Storm. They sort of peeled out towards it. I don't know when they stopped turning up, but Mano did a few races here and there for them.
They only missed about 2. They actually turned up. They had Liam de and
oh yeah,
Olsen moved over, didn't he? Yeah, they raced like the last 3 or 4 rounds as the 2, I think. Olsen moved over from Hawkeye when he got dumped out of there. Or auspiciously sacked halfway through the season, or whatever it might have been. I don't know.
Probably for Lucas, it's not. I think he moved aside, didn't he, when Lucas said that he was
conscious uncoupling, or whatever they might want to call it. But yeah, that kind of element. Luke. Obviously, I mean, to be fair, you step aside if a double world champion comes back, don't you? I suppose.
Yeah, why not?
Well, do you? I don't know. Would you give your seat up if that had happened?
I'm a dick.
That's true.
I get on with Lucas though. I mean, I get on with Lucas, so I mean, I'm quite good outside of here, so probably would. But I mean, but you look at it though. I mean, like Lucas has come back. He hasn't set the world on fire, has he? I mean, we know how damn quick Lucas is, but he wasn't. He didn't set the world on fire, did he? I mean, Spa, we had a difficult race, didn't he? A couple of races he did. He had difficult races. Maybe he didn't have enough time to get back into it. I know Joe Consiglio, when he came back from his sabbatical, he wasn't as quick as he thought. Tanskinen, nowhere near he used to be.
True.
They weren't slow. They were not slow drivers by any stretch of their imagination.
Oh God, no! It's different mods for different people, isn't it? I suppose, and how much time you've got to put in to adapt to it. We've been joined though by Mr. Ben Willis.
Yeah, boy.
Who's in the broadcast booth and sat in a car currently on the server.
Multitasking.
In my car.
I thought I'd pop in here or so, take a 5-minute break between runs.
Have you caused more or less damage to the car than Tom?
Well, I haven't spun in the pit lane, so
you have got 10th, which is what Tom managed to do. So good work.
Are we equal?
Well, yeah, you can have you're probably ranked higher on the GPWC rankings anyway. We just found out.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'm thinking the rankings should be used to determine grid positions from now on.
That would mean I'm like 200th or something, though, which would be somewhat problematic.
Hey, it'd be a good fight back through the field, though.
It would, yeah.
It'd be incredible. Just think of it. Yeah, you'd be fine.
How are you finding it then, Ben? How are you finding my car?
When it's set up right, it's good fun.
When it's set up right, did you hear that? What's he changed on your setup to make it better?
Well, that's an interesting question. Actually, what have you? So, like, obviously, I was saying earlier, my stuff's quite understated. What have you done personally to like improve it for you?
So I made it slightly less unnecessary.
Loaded vistos.
I added a bit more wing and took out some anti-roll bar. Just I wanted a little bit softer and a little more turn in through corners. And it's getting there. I'm finding out that you basically get a couple of laps on the tyres and that's it if you really push on them. So it's really just getting used to that, managing that, and it's a good fun car to drive though when it's sort of in the window.
Obviously, last year you were GSR tester, weren't you? Obviously, we were GSR together. How would you compare this car to that one in terms of development?
Can you 10 million times better.
In what way? Obviously, apart from the obvious, what else apart from like the obvious things would you say different about it?
Just things like there's better turning, also you've got a bit more top line speed, there's less drag on the car, less weight, a bit easier to chuck through corners as well. It just handles a lot nicer really. And it also, as much as I know me and Casper said on the Super League, so that the upgrades aren't the biggest this year, you do notice just little differences like that. They really are noticeable.
I did all right then. Hey, go me!
And I'm just sitting here basking in the glory of how good the car is. Thank you very much. Even with only 2 upgrades every time. So
touchy subject.
By the way, Hawkeye, yes, we know you know too well that Lucas is top of the standings because you're paying the bill. Seeing you in the chat there, yeah, that's probably costing you a pretty penny. Fair enough. Next year's drivers will have to be paid in peanuts, presumably. I don't know.
Probably Monopoly money.
Monopoly money, that'll work.
That
Why
sounds
not?
good.
That's pretty much the same as Super League money, isn't it? Like,
Totally.
Meinek apparently doing very solid soft stints, long runs. Oh,
yeah, he is actually. Yeah, Walters. Yeah, he is. I've just looked. Mid 46s. It's not far off what he was doing in VB when nearly had a complete nightmare with Risto's power going out.
Well, yeah, it must be said actually. Meinek did do about an hour's testing before the actual race last week in the VB. Because he was nearly jumping in. So, yeah, to be fair, he might be using your setup actually, even in that car.
Yeah, he probably
because he had it for that race. So maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. The 12-lap stint. That's what I did in the final stint of the race. So fair play. Right, he is.
I was going to say that's as far as Risto got it, and as far as you did. So yeah. Good work bringing the laps. I mean, maybe that's what is that what managers will look for? The guy here.
Funny enough, Ben, you're a Drake manager. Obviously, I don't know whether you've applied for Super League or whatever. We were saying earlier, like, if I was a team manager, would I look at this? Would you look at this for like potential recruits for next year?
Yeah, I mean, it's
what are you looking for? If so,
firstly, it's a no-brainer to look at the Super League test because while some people out there will be going for just hot lapping, there are people who are doing like Milnek, like Burlat was doing earlier, those sort of longer soft runs, trying to show their consistency. Which personally, that's what I look for in a driver. I want someone who is reliable, who is consistent, and who is, 9 times out of 10 is going to score points. That's sort of at times what we've lacked this season in Super Cup, and it's something we're obviously looking to work out for next season. We've already got one driver signed, sealed, and delivered, really. So it's keeping an eye on that second one, and then wherever we end up in the career ladder. We've no idea where we're going to end up. We've applied for our usual series, so we'll see where we end up, really.
Good that you use it. Like find your drivers. Because obviously, I was saying earlier, obviously you want people who can do stints like Milnek. Because I mean, he's driven some races this year, didn't he? He finished 5th in Australia or something daft in the street fight.
He did very well at the start of the season. Yeah.
Yes, where did that come from?
It was the super sub.
Well, super sub. He outperformed the 2 race drivers, I think, for the first half of the season. But he actually finished quite high in the standings. Actually, I'm pretty sure.
Beat me, that's for bloody sure.
Well, you did one race, to be fair. Let's give you a bit of credit, like. No. I know we take the mic, but if you managed to get high up the standings off one race, you'd have, you've been doing pretty good.
He did do races,
And it's interesting to see him in the Walters car because that's no slouch car. That's a good car. Race-winning car this year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, China.
Audi won it.
China. Yeah, China. Rudy was second, wasn't he, in the wet?
And Tynes looked really strong in it for the last few races of the season.
Yes, Tyne can
get if he's going to do next year.
As well. I'm hearing a lot of rumours. We hear rumours of everything.
And he's just the source of half the rumours, Mike.
Well, there is that too. I did find an awesome one that came out of World's Fastest Gamer this week. That Redline with Rudy and Bono were going to race next year.
Oh, that'd be a good one. All right, then.
Well, two different separate people came and said that to me. So I went and spoke to Rudy, and he said, "Oh yeah, I started that."
Oh yeah, that sounds like Rudy. Yeah.
He said he started that when he was at World's Fastest Game because we didn't see an awful lot of World's Fastest Game, but there seemed to be quite, particularly towards the end, there was a little bit of standing around. I think not a lot of driving. So, and like obviously they did 24-hour. You're out of the car, in the car, out of the car. So I think he had a bit of spare time, and I don't know who he told to how that got back to us, but yeah, it's a small community, obviously.
Fair play, Rudy. Proud of you, man.
It was a pretty good going. But it might happen. Who knows? I have no idea. Imagine that.
Rip everyone else if it did.
You'll have to wait till the you have to wait till the 2nd December to find out the lineups, I suppose, for the Super League for the teams. If you see a red line car there, then you know what might be happening.
Well, maybe the race for third,
or a McLaren, I suppose.
Yeah.
Who knows what could happen? Or maybe we make McLaren start in Formula. I think he had a bit of spare time, and I don't know who he told to how that got back to us.
Zach Brown, manager.
To be fair, with a Honda engine in the back, they're probably about that fast anyway.
Oh, I love it.
Wow. Fair enough. Yeah, well,
not wrong.
Well, to be fair, yeah, we've done an hour 15 at the moment. That would be pretty fucking good for a Honda at the moment. So, yeah, nice work. But nonetheless, that's what they got Rudy for now. He can fix all the problems. from your simulator.
He knew what he was in the oddball, didn't he? Put it that way. I mean, as great as Risto was making his own setups, really could make him as well. So, obviously, you had two.
The team was team was absolutely incredible. I mean, you'll know firsthand, Tom, having seen what it's what they were like.
I got confused by most of their channel. I was looking and go, what? And really be like, I said this, and I'm like, what? And then he'd tell me to shut up or something. But
yeah, well,
that's Rudy.
You can go into too much detail with it all, can't you? I suppose it can get overwhelming if you go into too much. Risto, the detail that the guy goes into. You need an engineering degree at times to understand some of it.
Fair play to him, though. He's
it's fantastic. Well, it just shows the level that is sim racing now, top level competitive sim racing. You not only need to be the fast driver, because you haven't got a team around you in the same respect as you haven't got engineers necessarily. You've got a few people on your headphones, but it's not the same as having a team of engineers and a pit crew monitoring everything that you do. You have to do it yourself. And it's incredible, really, that people manage to do this sort of thing. I'm just watching the battle at the moment that's sort of going on track unofficially. Is it Mynek and who's the Kerno there? Is it Wicks? No.
Wicks, yeah.
No. Yeah, but who's in the other Kerno?
Tom Davison.
It'll be him then, right? Okay, yeah.
And I think I'm going to go and do another run, so throw me on. And,
right, we got rid of one VBM car, we've got another one in. Joshua Anderson.
Yeah, boy!
How are you finding it?
Difficult, because everyone else is brilliant and I suck.
Well, that's not true. You're not last. You're okay.
Well,
not in the server. Oh, yeah, why?
Well, I've just gone to change some stuff around, but I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Alright, so how are you finding it then, Josh? What you've obviously driven Formula Challenge before. I don't know if you've driven this year, but what's this Super League beast like?
It's like doing reverse calculus while your feet are on fire and being poured over with gas. That's what it's like.
Saturday night, yep.
Yeah, it's probably typical Saturday night where you're from, but...
Well, I just assumed you were from Newcastle. It's kind of how they work, isn't it, up there?
Not up here.
That's just the lasses. Yeah. No, fair enough. That was good. Yeah. How's Rudy's car? Is it fitting nicely? Have you peeled all the McLaren stickers off? Is it doing well?
Frankly, I don't know how he drives it. It's just a mindful to get around it, It's mental. It really is. Like, it's such a quick car. It really is. But it's just like the tyres. I can't keep the tyres going. Honestly, that's the most difficult bit. Like, you turn even so much as the slightest bit, and it's like, woof, now we can have 150 degrees of temperature.
Yeah, welcome to our world this year, mate.
Dear me.
Must say I'm hearing very good things out of the mod for next year.
Yeah.
The mod team that are testing away and helping out in that way seem to all be loving it at the moment.
Well, that's a good sign. I might give it a go when it comes out, yeah.
We should be avoiding 10 pit stop races by the sounds of it, which is great.
Thank goodness.
Well, yeah, you say that.
Well,
I think who got a record? It wouldn't surprise me if it was Alex or...
No,
Baldy or something.
Was it Eric Andre? Did he hit the double figures one race? I think he did, didn't he?
Nobody, though. Let's be honest. Nobody will ever beat Will Panisi's record at Monaco.
14. But then half of them were drive-throughs.
Yeah, there is that.
I think that makes it even more impressive.
Not if you're Tom.
Drive-through.
Tom did a lot of pit stops in 4 laps. If he kept that up, we'd have been fine.
Yeah. I mean, put it this way, right? 51 laps. I was amazing for that race. Yeah, the first 5 or 4, I was naff.
Just took a bit of time to rub in.
I'm probably going to be better than you in those first couple of laps, but then you actually picked up.
Yeah, I must admit, it was a good laugh. I had fun coming from it. I mean, when I came out, I think it was Gerrit de Vries ahead of me at the time. He was 35 seconds ahead.
I was going to say, we're heavily last, wasn't it? I still remember you coming out of the pits, and I was like, right, we're still in this. And you're like, we are not still in this. We are 40 seconds down, from anybody. Yeah. Like, we're fine. Don't worry.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I must have made up about a minute to Menno and co, who were ahead of me, because they must have been about 50 seconds on the road. I mean, I think overall, to flow, on genuine pace, I lost about 20 seconds, I think. So, I could have been on the podium, but oh well. Things happen. I've had podiums before. Like I said in my report, that's actually the closest I've ever been to a Super League pole, even in my CSG days. I've got close, but I've never got that close.
Well, well, there you go. You can put it in history until next year when we see you beating it, maybe.
Well, we'll see.
Hello to David Franchik in the stream, watching on what was his test driver this year, Mynek, doing his thing.
Yeah, Yes, funny enough, Dave Franchich, newly retired. So we're going to miss you, David. Obviously, great. Been here a couple of years now, Dave. And I've had some good battles with you in Super Cup, actually. So
yeah, I'm part of the media team doing Canvas Formula Challenge. We thank you, sir. So yeah, very good member of the community. Thank you.
In fact, actually, David, I don't think you remember this. In 2014 Super Cup, Brazil qualifying, I got what's it called? A slipstream off him going up the final corner. Got me pole. So from Pushka of all people. So thanks for that. That's my lasting memory. My first ever Super Cup pole.
I'd be amazed if David remembers that.
I remember because I said, "Cheers, David." He went, "Oh, I'm sorry." I went, "No, he didn't say sorry. You just give me a bloody slipstream." I got by 0.06 seconds. I remember thinking, if I hadn't had that slipstream, I wouldn't have got it.
Jeez. So, Josh, what's on the agenda next? Do we do it? We're seeing a hot lap from you to challenge the top, or are we seeing a long stint? Or
I've been trying to do hot laps this whole session and it hasn't worked. I'm just going to give the car loads of rake and see if that works.
Are you just now doing trial and error with the set? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 6 centimeters on the back and see if that helps.
I think I'm the only one who can drive my setup.
Pretty much, mate. Yeah, we'll find out.
I remember Risto saying, he goes, "Oh, I can drive it, but I'm going to go with this one because it feels a lot better." And I was trying this setup, and I went, "I can't drive this." Went back to my one, and I was like, "It's fine." I was being weird. If I could set this car up on my own,
you said it.
Set the car up on my own. It'd be like...
This has been Minek on the ultras now, where he's doing an outlap at the moment. Quite interesting, I think.
So yeah, I mean, I can't remember what he did in the football we were testing together. It wasn't obviously now testing. It wasn't going to be lightning, but he's looked pretty impressive on these softs actually.
We did well on the softs. That's what I mean. So I want to see where he got to on that. Siebel is improving his time gradually, getting nearer to Jordan. Still 4 attempts off, but
so
is Burlack. Yeah.
Okay, that's 40.8. Like I said, though, Richards for a 41.3. That's bloody good as well in the Red Archer. Well, no, it's not a bad car.
The Red Archer's not that bad, actually. Who's the highest Mad Cape? That's the one that matters, isn't it? Who's in the Mad Cape now? They've all gone.
They've all gone on strike.
They've all gone on strike. They all got
much like the drivers this season.
Yeah, they all got in the car and went, "I cannot drive this." Fair enough. Yeah, it's the most.
Doing this 1-2. I don't. Hey, Mena, where are you? Yeah, you guys are 1-2. The other guy's pretty high up as well. Who's that? Borja, he's in 7th.
Yeah, he's in 7th. Yeah.
God, this reminds us of 2016.
Well, without the Walters. That's what Walters for ball. Come on, Josh, don't forget.
I should probably start doing laps now. I'll probably be back in a couple of minutes once I'm blooming done.
35 minutes, you've got a race after this as well.
Aye. Anyway, I'll catch you guys there.
Cheers, mate. Good to see you.
There's Elise spinning round in 18th. 48, she's improved by quite a lot. Down in the 150s at one point, 153, so it's 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Definitely.
Mark Wicks, Dean.
Oh, great.
Now.
It is good to see Kerno. Let's have a quick moment about Kerno. It's great to see them here because they are finishing at the end of the year, and they've been with the league now for.
I was their first driver in Super Cup. I think it was 2010, 2011.
I mean, it's absolutely ages, isn't it? Really, when you think for a sim racing team, that's a long time to have been at the top.
Yeah,
they've done 6 seasons in Super League. 6.
That's not shabby, is it?
No.
Yeah, 2011 there was Super Cup because I was with them.
104 races in Super League they've done. 104.
Shabby, is it? I mean, look at Woods. How long have Woods been here? 15 years? And now they're gone?
Yeah, one less than Nordstrom, wasn't it? Yeah, and they've just finished on this year.
Unfortunately, Ollie's just lost either the love or the time. I think it's a bit of both, really.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Lewis Redshaw, especially for Lewis, I mean, you and me can both back that up. Lewis is bloody quick. I don't know where they went wrong this year. I know they went a bit wrong with the upgrades. I just don't think they could crack the setup.
Well, yeah, a little plug for Tom Jacobs, to be fair, as well. He's no slouch, and yeah, the two of them could not get it hooked this year, or the car development's been the wrong way, or mine puts it in at 8th, by the way, on his hot lap there.
141.5, pretty impressive. Yeah, Matthew Churg, when he did nothing wrong, they always said, I mean, the setup he made for the car was so, I didn't try it myself, but he said it was so stable and so, like, you could drive the balls off it, and yet you drive the balls off and you're 3 seconds off. I mean, that's 3 seconds off
Stable isn't necessarily the fastest, is it? I mean, look at your...
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. They said, we don't know what... They made a mistake on the upgrades. They've said that to me. That's fine. But to be 3 seconds off, to behind them, it's just someone like Lewis, who was... he's been a runner-up a couple of times. He knows how to drive a car.
Been a Constructors champion. I mean, it's like, well... Yeah, it's a shame. Real shame to see them go, considering that lineup looked pretty strong at the start of the year. And I mean, looking back at Jacob's live streams he used to do,
yes,
like the frustration was clear there. In that, like it wasn't like this was a team that just wasn't trying.
Well, I get on quite well with them outside of sim racing.
We have a special guest to join us. I have a bit of a little thing for you all. People that have been around for more than one season may remember this guy. We have managed to secure you a Mr. Smithy. Hello, Smithy!
He's not there.
He's not there. Come on back, Smithy.
Hello.
There. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello. How is everybody?
Oh, we are good. I'm merry. Parker is Parker.
I'm me.
Are any of the young drivers safe this evening?
Yeah, at the moment, they're still in their cockpit for now.
Well, yeah, they've not complained. Well, they have actually, but nothing in that sort of manner.
So, yes, for those of you, mate, surely people on the stream will know who this guy is. People must have watched back. Was it last year? Last year you were doing it, maybe year before?
No, year before.
Year before. My God, jeez.
Been a
Blast
while.
the past then in that case, isn't it?
Mm.
Time flies. Maybe time flies.
Yeah, 2012 to 2016.
It's quite a run, isn't it? Really, that to be fair. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Mr. Argo, for putting commentator Simon Smith on the screen. Appreciate it. I wonder where did that come from. I'm quite impressed. He's been sitting on that since bloody 2015. In case going back, have you had a chance to have a look at any sim racing over the 2 years, or are you?
Yeah.
Been happily away.
It was nice to take a wee break from specific places. I think I was getting quite bogged down in a lot of the political shenanigans that goes on in sim racing. So it was quite nice to go off and do different leagues elsewhere for a wee while. So commentating primarily on endurance racing, to be fair, but when it comes to me doing 24-hour events and doing overnight stuff and generally losing the plot, I don't need much encouragement, do I? So it's all good. Bit of takeaway bingo, drink shots for spins, shots for problems with traffic.
Glad we're not doing that tonight.
Having said that, if you have a drink to hand, I've got one as well. Play
I'll
along.
tell you, if we were doing shots for spins tonight, we would all be absolutely red signalled.
And that's Josh.
Just watching Josh, yeah.
And that's just from me, yeah. I've given up at this point. It's just I kind of do it.
Oh, we've got a Mike Quint in a storm. So you won't have seen a storm yet, but Mike Quint's joined the server in a storm car for the last half hour by the looks of it. That'd be quite interesting, actually, because he did rather well in the Formula Challenge this year. So,
he won a couple of races, if I remember right.
So that'd be quite good to see how he steps up. Presumably with not much prep, actually. But I suppose half an hour. If you're a good enough driver, that's pretty good, isn't it? Surely.
So
why not?
As team bosses, where you've, from Mike, obviously, congratulations on your championship. I do keep an eye on.
Thank you very much. I can't believe no one mentioned it for
ruining the world.
I hope you didn't see my start, because that was. I did my best to balls it up, but yeah.
Oh, like doing that impotent fail.
That's how Dave thinks of his DSG ones.
That might be more true than they know.
Should you just done it to spite Dave? That's the problem. Like, do you actually use the young drivers test as a genuine scout out for talent, or is it more? Is it just a nice free for all?
That was a massive smash by Quint there. Well, in previous years, I kind of have used it a little bit. I normally give it a chance to reward the test driver to have a bit more time out and potentially have a go in the car properly. And then, yeah, if you've got somebody in mind, it's a chance potentially to use somebody in the young drivers test that you might be considering to test. But at the same time, it's a big risk in that if you haven't signed them already and they do really well, they might get other offers. You know, if you've got an unearthed gem and you put them in the car and suddenly they show off and everyone goes, I want that, then you've got some competition. So it's a bit of fun, really. In realistic terms, you've probably seen enough of the guys that race the ladder. If they're already racing in the ladder, that's enough evidence. But for people that haven't entered in the league at all, it's a great opportunity to show their pace. You know, if you're in top level other leagues and want to try the mod a bit and show people you can do it, then maybe. I've not particularly used it massively in the past, but I do for this. Like, it's the way it is. Like, for now, I'd have my drivers signed for next year. Whereas, like, you might, but I'm looking through, going, even now, to be honest, I'm using this as a bit of a scouting session to look and see who could be competitors next year, and
Rivals,
who do I not want to be competing against next year.
Well, that rules me out then, doesn't it?
Who do I need to sign up quick so that they're not competing against me?
Yeah,
Smithy. Whispered Smithy in there.
107% rule challenge.
You used to do Formula Challenge. Come on, you're not completely out of it. I mean, you might be now. 2 years is a bit, maybe, but you do. I see your streams. I see you racing Formula One and things, and you even do motorsport managers. You could take my position if you want.
Back market brigade.
Make it happen.
See, I always felt like I knew that I was always about 3.5-4 seconds off the general pace, but I didn't generally think that I drove like a complete wanker. So it just because I knew where my car was and I knew how to race other people. It's just that they were generally a couple of seconds faster, and after 3 or 4 corners, would just go, nerf.
Oh, blimey, there's a VOD ball in the wall, and it is Skinner.
Skinned alive.
Well, quite literally.
By the boss.
Yeah, it's literally, she came into just came in one of the last corners, just completely went wide, and then had a bit of a collision, and then someone else lost a wheel at roughly the same time, actually. There's a car gone off ahead of her that seems to have lost a wheel. I don't know who that was. I'm going to go and investigate, but it looks to me like it was one of the Nordstjens, actually. It could have been Lucas Schmidt.
That would be David. I don't think David's... Oh, he's done 3 laps.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh, he's Smith in the... Yeah, he's in the Nordstjen. Could be. It's his first...
Oh, no, it was John, my mistake.
Was it John?
It's not the hards, that's probably why. It's getting the hards done.
Hards, don't need hards.
First time they've actually been used this season.
Hards, right. I don't think I even used them in test. I think I tried using them once, and I was like, no. I went and used mediums instead.
You see, the thing is, nobody's used the hards this season, so there's just a space out of them. It's just a whole stash of hard tyres lying around in the garages. David's probably been paid to use them.
Oh, we've got an Aussie in with us. Mr. Higgins.
Yeah, we do.
Hello.
Hello from down under. How are we doing?
Yes, not too bad. 7 in the morning. Smithy! It's been oh, this is now just going to be me and Smithy fawning over each other.
Oh god, this is...
Yes.
I'll be back in 5. Enjoy yourselves, lads.
It was only last week I was messaging you on Facebook going, when are we going to get back in a commentary box together? I miss not being able to have someone on a balanced opinion being like politically correct and normal, and me and restraining myself as I slobber like a ravingly overweight homosexuality that I am. Sorting it out. Yeah.
It's been it has been too long. Yeah, I remember the dream team. I always remember that, the good old dream team of the RF1 days, and old Quinton who was the gun on the cameras. So I still remember that. He was very good that year.
Mr. Plane. Yes.
Mr. Quinton the Plane. Yeah, no, it's going well. I thought I'd just pop in and join in the shenanigans because
everyone else is. Why not? Treat yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Tom's even joined in Tom's actually joined in a Woods. He's done the me from 2014. He's joined for a team that no longer races in the series.
Oh, it's really interesting because we were talking about the difference in cars earlier. I just want to see what the cars are like.
Yeah.
What was your opinion of it?
Well, even just getting out of the pit lane was difficult. So yeah.
As long as you don't do what you did last week, you're fine. I know you've already been told that joke before, but I just thought I'd pop that in there.
Yeah, that's the most. But do you know what, right? I've never done that in my career ever, and I've been sim racing how many years? 10 years. Never spun the pit lane. Not now, anyway.
Parker.
Tick off the bucket list.
I jumped at start as well. Smithy, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
I went from 3rd, qualifying only 2 tenths off pole, to 45 seconds behind the next car after 5 laps.
I went through a lot of ranges of emotion as your engineer/team boss. So with a title on the line, it was an interesting. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't hooked up like World's Fastest Gamer to a heart monitor or something.
Yeah, I made some pretty good overtakes though. Shit.
You did. I did have to turn my mic off like at one point at the. I think it might have been when you hit that wall. To be fair. But professionalism stuck with me. I was fine.
I should see if Parker's been hanging around with Jordan Weeks, because that sounds like a suspiciously weakish.
Weeks
getting yourself into
on the way
fabulous positions.
into the pit lane. I remember him crashing once. Yeah.
Memories.
Oh dear. Yes.
So, for the uninitiated, because Smithy has not taken a peek at this since 2015, what's it looking like going in for 2018? Just as for a randomer like myself.
Yeah. Well,
What's it looking like? A good evolution of the mod. From what we're hearing, the tyres will be a lot better. I think that's probably the biggest criticism most people have done this year. Lineup-wise, is looking mighty impressive, really. A bit unknown. I think one of the first years where I don't think I could actually predict any lineup.
I wouldn't be able to say predict any either.
Normally, you can go a couple of teams will stay. You can think of a couple of drivers that will, because they've sort of linked in or maybe done a drive or two for others. This year's driver market is just out the window. I don't really know where we're going with it. A couple of people you might have thought would stay have been announced they're leaving. Right?
Yeah, and when you
the Gaia one threw me completely.
Florian's off.
Yeah, Florian's
Well,
off to a different team. He's leaving
Oh.
Norwegian.
Oh,
But we don't know where to yet.
I thought of any team.
It's basically the rest of our reactions.
Yeah, we have no idea where he's going to, but yeah, it's like teams as well, because obviously, we've had a couple of teams withdraw this season, lots of Super Cup teams saying they just want to stay in Super Cup. I'm convinced we can just pay our way into Super League next year, even though we'll finish like last in the teams.
So I just want to, just a little thing I want to niggle here, just because I was thinking of it earlier on. So, and I'll blame this on
Not on me. Treat yourself.
GPVWC, does it?
jeez.
Keep an eye for that. But anyway, doing that just reminded me when I was looking through it and doing them all. I'm assuming it's a bit too. And apologies if I'm dropping out. It seems my connection is being annoying. But yeah, one guy I want to see in. I don't know if he is. I'm assuming he's a bit busy, which is why he stopped through this year. But I'd love to see Bart DeVos back. I'd love to see him back in Super League, because I think, in my eyes, is one of the most talented guys I've seen in RF2, because he can do the whole tyre thing, which is kind of my thing that I do as well, except that he's actually got pace, which I don't. So, I don't think I do anyway. So he can get really good pace and keep the tyres going really well. And he's super consistent. He knows when to battle. He knows when to sort of just hold in line. So I'd love to see someone like Bart DeVos come back. So wink, wink, Bart.
Yeah.
You're listening. Please come back for next year.
Fournier says that Flow guys to Adonis. That's what Fournier said.
Yeah, well,
Speaking of left field,
Menno does recruit from all kinds of areas.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Returning for Adonis, maybe.
Well, I know one person who's not going to be in next year. That's Rudy. I don't think he'll be coming back for some reason.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
That's why he's popped on this night. He's just fleshing out to see how the cars are, so he knows where he's going next year.
Yeah, you know what it is. I think Rudy's probably going to join Formula Challenge next year, to be honest. He just kind of needs to prove himself a bit more after this brilliant.
Only won 12 races.
Any tips then, Thomas, on how to keep those tyres going?
Yeah, can you ask us? How the hell, did you manage to get ultra soft to last longer than I can get soft to last?
See, it's funny. When people have asked me this, to me, it's just driving, half of it. So it's always a bit difficult for me to really go into detail, because it's just how I operate and how I've done it for ever since I've started. But I think a lot of it to me is just really one of the key things I've noticed, especially here in Super League, and also because I do a lot of iRacing stuff nowadays as well. I've noticed it a lot there too. There's a lot of guys really push into corners really hard. Like, they really go in super hard into corners. They're fighting the steering, putting a lot of steering lock into it. And if you're doing that, you're leaning on the tires a lot. And that's going to really get them overheating, and you're going to just burn them up even quicker, basically. So I think one of the key things I do is I'm sort of a bit easier in the corners. I sort of try and get turned in, to make the corner as quick as I can, but not too much that it's overheating the tyres. It's a bit of a weird balancing act, but it's something that I've just kind of gotten used to because it's just how I.
Yeah, you've got used to it.
But
I thought to myself, all right, Tom's ahead of me. I might be able to get him. And then I said to Mike, oh wait, no, he's got to do about 2 less pit stops than I have. Don't worry. But guess what?
Yeah.
You did 2 less pit stops than I did.
Sorry, small thing, guys. Dennis Jordan's time is looking mighty.
Oh yeah, the only sub 40.
Ooh.
Absolutely mighty.
Second quickest pole, you know?
He's on my
yeah.
list.
Not quite, wasn't it? A 40.3?
40 not quite 40.3, I think. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, high 40.3. So I was 2 and a bit tipped off.
So
I'll tell you this:
impressive.
if I was a Super League manager right now, I'd be sending him lots of money to drive for us next season.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, thinking, speaking of other drivers that could be on to look out for, Dennis is definitely one that I think if he's
being a Adonis test driver, you'd assume that would be his place. He does have his own team in Super Cup.
Yeah,
maybe they've got ambitions.
I'd like to think they do. The amount of people quitting. Yeah.
I'd like to
grid next year.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see him. So wing Queen Dennis, I'm plugging you here, Dennis, just so you know. I race with him VC, so picking up pretty well. But I hope he races properly in Super League. He is a very good driver, I have a lot of respect for Dennis and the way he operates as a racer. And I think he get it. I mean, again, I don't know if he might not want to race as an actual full-time race driver, which obviously, everyone's own choice. That's completely fine. But I would hope that he does, because I think he's a very, very talented driver, especially in RF2. He does very, very well indeed. So I think if he can get a full-time seat and you give him a good car, I think he could be right up there, getting a lot of really good results. Yeah, we'll see, I suppose. Depends on what he's doing and what he sort of wants to do. But if he's keen, he's definitely one that I think teams should be keeping an eye out for. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not doing any harm from this, is he? What's going on?
I mean...
If you can sit there and say, I didn't realise that Minek had clawed up there either to 4th. And my card.
Nice.
I
guess
he's 5th. That is good time for him. He impressed me this year in the green stripes as well, to be fair.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was looking pretty good in Abu Dhabi. He was looking quite good. He raced it, didn't he? Did he race it? I'm sure I saw him in the server. Green stripes at one point. I don't think
he definitely did. I think he did 4 races for them this year because he did Formula Challenge really, but. Yeah, to do a few races for green stripes, he's probably loving the fact he's in a red Archer now.
I'll tell you what, I'm not loving. What car I'm in right now.
What are you on server for?
Why not?
Oh, right, okay. The return of Woods, it would appear.
Unofficial return.
Stop development after about 5 rounds, or whatever it might have been. Tom is effectively driving a Formula 2 car.
I'm only 3.5 seconds. And I'm 4 seconds off, and I'm on race fuel.
And with
he's getting an
engine, I mean, come on.
He's getting an idea.
You're quicker than me, Tom.
Oh yeah, well that's true.
He's getting an idea of how it feels to be Nando, basically, at the moment.
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what I can say, right? So we were talking about earlier about the differences in cars. So I can tell you straight away, if you're just watching me now, I've just missed the back straight.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
So I mean, there's a turning. So a lot of, like Tom was saying earlier about the tyres. I mean, so I used 24% in 2 laps just then. Tyre. Purely because the car doesn't turn in.
What?
Yeah, then the top speed's not there.
Yes, maybe the tyres are cheese.
Is the floor lava?
I used to when I originally started with this mod. I started practicing in the Woods car, thinking it was like a decent team at the time. I didn't realise I'd stopped development after 5 rounds and weren't racing anymore.
Like we said, the team itself. I mean, you couldn't get any more dedicated guys. It's just they went in the wrong direction. The setup was just a bit out. I do feel sorry for him, especially like I said, Lewis, because I know Lewis is very bloody quick. So
yeah, to be fair, Smithy, you might have even missed. We've lost Woods this year as a team. Kerno have announced they're finishing at the end of this season as well.
What?
All these sort of like.
That's pretty much it.
Midnight went in the time frame you've been gone as well.
I am shooketh.
So
and now I'm somehow driving a football. So it's many swings and roundabouts and interesting events going on.
I don't know who you are. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Yeah, we haven't introduced you to the brilliance of Smithy and have wheelies.
No, you have not.
You're missing out on so many.
You're missing out.
Because initially I thought you sound like Lewis McGlade, but not like Lewis
Tell
McGlade.
Lewis that he'll laugh at that.
Lewis McGlade, like in 10 years' time when he is finished. You know what I mean?
He's finished.
Finished doing what is the question?
When he's finished, wink, wink. I think was the.
We must.
He's trapped in what chat room at the time.
Do you want a small plug, Smithy, for yourself and your channel while you're here?
Oh, I don't do small butt plugs.
I've probably got an FC team.
I was going to say, Mike, you really opened. You had that one wide open.
I'll take that. But,
Oh, dear.
Prefer them wide open.
I was going to say.
Bid starting at 5. Bid starting at 5 beers on the 5 pints of beer down the pub later.
Beer. Yeah, so I won't necessarily be a stranger to GPVWC. I've just been dancing around doing other sim racy bits and bobs, and I may work my way back. It sounds like there might be a gaping hole for a 107% car team to rejoin at the back of the grid somewhere. So that would be lovely, and it's purple delight. But yeah, you're most welcome to follow some of my other antics. My main things are higher plane games on YouTube, where there's a video every single day, usually quite sim racing-y related, or obscure musical game, or retro games from my old consoles. And if you like really obscure music, highplanemusic.com.
I have to say, I'd love to have you back in Superleague now.
Yeah, you are. I mean, I'm not nothing against commentators now. They do a brilliant job, but you always brought your unique way to it, didn't you?
That's a nice way of putting it, Tom.
Like, I'm not mad. me and Jake are a pretty good combo, but we're not Smithy.
Casual and professionalism.
Josh, for next year, me, you, and Smithy for next year, right?
Yeah, let's make it a 3-way.
No.
Josh, you'd have to get into the Super.
Josh!
You'd get into the takeaway bingo.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, that was the key. That was
to hell with weight loss.
Exactly. Some guys on the chat. We got Fournier saying that Germans domination for next year with Siebel, Jordan, Paolini, and Gaia.
Yeah, I can see that.
And also thinking that it's between Adonis, Madcape, maybe.
Yeah, they're a real.
That would be quite a surprise one.
Potentially Fran Lopez to Madcape, apparently.
I can't see that.
No,
I can't see that.
Yeah. I'm not being horrible to Xavier. He's absolutely lovely lad. But that's sort of a step. That's sort of a downgrade on the ladder compared
you say
to
that like Madcape though they're a big group elsewhere.
Yeah.
Huge,
Like
huge
they do iRacing, they do full sim racing. Actually, for them, I imagine this season was a huge disappointment. Although Morris did some good drives, but for them,
I'd arguably say up until he quit, Lee was. I mean, okay, if you take away Rudy, he's on another level. But if you take Rudy, I'd say Lee was pretty driver of the season, right? Up until he quit.
Until he quit. Wait, did he quit, or did he just not bother to turn up?
I love it. Smithy is suddenly googling GPVWC results.
Well, no, it's just when I heard. I suppose it's a Smithy unprofessionalism. Well, as soon as I heard that Lee was returning, I did place in a text document how many races I thought he would do before he'd quit. So I'm just finding it to say how close I am. So if someone can tell me how many races he did do,
I'm also
he got to Singapore, didn't he?
I'm impressed it's races and not seasons. He didn't do too badly, but I do remember having a big chat at the start of the season, and it was, I'm not going to leave for this. I'm changing. I'm doing the whole season. Yeah.
But I mean, apart from that, apart from what rubbish aside, he did I must admit, he did a really good job in that Madcape. So I
mean, for the car, which was shocking at the start of the season, particularly, they just didn't even develop to start with. Well, they missed the start of the development, same as Woods did. Two teams would slow out the blocks. Should we put it that way?
Oh God, Josh! God.
They managed to drag that car a lot further up than it deserved to be at any shape of the imagination. So yeah, you can't really say he hasn't got the talent behind the wheel.
Right. So Josh, don't scream in my ears whilst I'm driving, please. We're going to be racing in a minute, apparently. That's going to be.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a race.
Are we going to do a race?
Wait, Tommy. Whoever's not driving, join in the Woods cars, and then we can just have a massive group again.
Smithy!
Parker.
And it's going to go
do you want some company, Parker?
I'll probably
Parker,
be
you want some company?
in the history of GP who's been overtaken by a Woods in a vodball.
Problem is I have to update RF2 to make sure it works. Anyway,
hurry up then, Hindy.
I want to see how it goes.
DeConnick says, didn't Lee quit after one race? Did he? At one
no, he didn't. He
two or three?
No,
he did more than one.
He did most of the season.
No, not this season. I mean, just in previous years, Was there a year he quit after one race? I don't know.
Yeah,
There might have been.
No, there wasn't.
Might have been, yeah.
It's nice to have Nico about. I haven't heard his name in a while.
Nico DeConnick.
What was the season where he
Josh.
wasn't there a season where he was crashed into or crashed out of at Melbourne at turn 1 and then he didn't return? Or
Might be. I was going to say we've our resident historian, Smithy.
Yeah.
That's on the old, mate. That's on the old. Yeah.
To be honest, though, let's be fair. If we're talking about Driver of the Year, there can only be one candidate, and that is the magnificent, brilliant Frank French.
Oh, Smithy, you're so out of the loop on that joke.
Well, all I can think of at the moment is Bertrand Baguette.
No, it's not even that. It was. No, I'm going to tell him because it's quite interesting. Basically, back at Circuit of the Americas, we were missing both Mad Capes. And we suddenly get this guy join after qualifying in the warm-up called Frank French. No one knows who he is, what he was, and we all thought it was Nick Rowland. So, but he tried.
That sounds about a Nick thing to do, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Nick didn't know who he was, so we were all laughing and making a meme out of it. And I'm about to be hit by Mark Hard, so here we go.
If I can get to the top 10, I'll be well happy with that.
How long do we have till the race? How long do we have till the race? Well, I still got time to
No, I just downloaded it. You've got 7.5-ish minutes till.
Are we actually going to do a race, are we, with everyone?
I think
Chris
said there's going to be a little one, yeah.
A few short fun races. Okay, fair enough.
I can do
Two short fun
commentary.
races where half of us are doing in-car reactions.
Yep. So me, Tom, and Tom, me and the two Toms.
Something, guys, we have missed. Mynet going up into second.
Oh, yeah.
Beating Siebel, who's been sat there for ages. So, yeah, that's about the only real big change in a while.
Apart from me having an accident, but that's not really any big changes. That's just
that's just
every normal.
Yeah. If you get a lap finished, I'll make a note of it.
I have. I've got 1:48.7 on the books at the moment.
I love the fact you'll show you've done 61 laps, though.
61 of 10.
Wow.
I'm so proud of that right now.
Oh, nice work, Parker. That's the best line through there. Yep. Using all the curbs and the air. Well done. And keeping on the
3 attempts off what I did last. I did a really good sector 1 and 2 last lap, but I started to crash it.
I'm
already on 88% of my tyre.
So is anyone impressing you, Smithy, in what has been 15 minutes or 20 minutes?
I am. But the amount of times I could crash.
You're not even on 100.
In all honesty, that was very much the sort of driver Smithy signed.
I'm sorry, Elise, right? You've already failed these main criteria of meeting the 107% time.
Yeah, the thing is, right, we do jokes. Smithy's won a race, back Michael Brigade won a race in Monaco.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yep.
And we run a race in Austria as well with Mr. McGlade. Dave. No, the first race that we run was over in Whisper at FSR.
Wasn't that Dave?
That was Dave at Monaco. Taking the wheel, and then it became a yearly thing that he would come and drive for me just for Monaco so that he could win, so that we didn't end up last on the constructors table.
Nice
work. That's great.
But actually, when I look back, so Alex Cooper, he first drove in Rfactor for me in a different league. He doesn't remember though, which is so clearly it stayed in his mind. But I've got highlights of him driving in Brazil for the final race of the season in a different league.
The Hypnol that worked, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't very old at the time, Alec.
Yeah.
He can't have been that old. He's only about 22 now. Great.
No.
You're thinking of reading age there, Tom.
And it's just reminded me, because I was thinking of niggling this, Smithy. I wanted us to have a little bit of R&R almost. Yeah, I know. I had to. I'm not sorry at all, you guys. You can all sort off for a moment. So
the queue as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Appreciate so,
I didn't use the word. I didn't use the letter D. I refrained myself.
It's the effect. I'm actually telepathically refraining Smithy here, so you can all thank me later. So just thinking back when it was 2015, we had our dream team back then. All you had big memories from that season. Just sort of niggling that, because obviously it's RF1, it was all a bit different. Obviously, I think we were at the time, it was when we were switching to RF2 next season, so it was all the talk of that. But what kind of your main memory of that?
It felt to me like a watershed season because of the change. I think having spent a decade in leagues doing Rfactor 1 and not wanting to let go, it's a bit like it's like having Toy Story 3 replay every Thursday night.
I know how you feel with that though, because like a lot of my starting of sim racing stuff was on Rfactor 1, a lot of like little Rfactor 1 stuff against some guys who have done Rfactor 2. And then just coming onto this, as you could tell, I'm just completely horrible and useless in every single way, shape, and form. But just I can't adapt. I just do not want to let Rfactor 1 go at all.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, I was saying this earlier. I mean, some people are better on different sims. So, like, myself, Alex Cooper is a very good example. Lucas, we're all better on Rfactor 1. And
Can we have a Super League Classic mini season? Just this. We can go back to like.
Well, we destroy my tires.
I said a classic commentator.
Yeah, we can have Smithy in there, and we can do the commentary. We can have a classic season.
I did say I did say we should do like a Formula E winter season. So we just go back to Rfactor 1. It's a WCP FE mod, and away we go.
There's no traction afterwards.
But yeah, I think for me with 2015, one of the big things is that it was also around that time where you had a collection of different sims coming out, and it was the time where I felt like sim racing started to really fragment, because beforehand you had the iRacers of where or Pay Racer as I called it before they dropped me as their lead commentator. Whoops, yeah, shouldn't have done that. That was hilarious when they sacked both me and Jack Nichols to say that we weren't big enough stars.
and yet one of them has gone on to be a big enough star.
That's great actually.
So yeah, that has always made me chuckle. Good luck to
Tom, that was me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what?
I somehow managed to crash at that bit of the pit exit.
Petter Burlock has managed to set the second fastest time now.
You wait, I haven't completed a proper quality lap yet. I made mistakes.
So just real quick before I continue on, which car number do you take, Tom? Just
I'm in Lewis's number 8.
Number 8, so I'll take 9. Okay, sorry. Yes, go on. Just want to make sure I get that right.
We are coming to a close of the free practice, it must be said, before we hit some random fun races, which, based on this series, this session so far is going to be carnage. Nonetheless, should be a good lap.
I've turned up for.
I tell you what, if I don't jump the start, I'm already doing better.
You've already improved, yes.
That's true. If they do it as a 5-lap race, though, Tom, you're fucked. You end up 40 seconds behind.
You are royally screwed if it's a 5-lap race, yeah.
Yeah, well, if I... well, like I said, it's Flo, you're lucky I wasn't there, because I would have overtaken you on lap 2.
Oh, jeez. It's all big now, isn't it?
The thing is, I was right up Flo's ass, and I thought I could overtake him.
Oh,
I better not.
Well, that's
It's okay. It's okay. Professionalism's gone out the window a while back. So
I was about to say, that's a very interesting place to be.
Well, this is why Smithy's on this one, because it's less professional than anything else we've ever
Exactly.
done. We just have a laugh and we'll just have a few drinks.
This was 2015, the Dream Team. Essentially, this is how we operated. We just went off fun times.
I'll quite happily go. I'll go back to 2015. That's
I like the term some of these casual professionalism. Like that was a very good summer.
That's a good way of putting it.
It is good. I think it's a very nice word. I like that too much.
I'll go
I know my audience.
I did a very professional job, it must be said, as camera operator. We, on the other hand.
I think it's the only one taking this remotely seriously.
Well, if it was anything like Mexico with me and you, Josh, it was just, oh god.
I suppose better quickly run down, as the session has now expired. People are doing their last laps before we hit into these races. Let's keep let's keep a tiny bit of professionalism and run down the order. So Dennis Jordan has led pretty much the whole session, in fact, I think, and by over half a second. Petter Burlock, then we got Minek in 3rd, we've got Siebel in 4th, Gomez in respectable 5th, Marquard in 6th, which is pretty impressive for him, considering some of the people he's ahead of. Boy Milan in 7th, Matt Richards in 8th, Lucas Schmidt in 9th, Casper in 10th, David Junt, I didn't even realise he set a lap, in 11th, Matthew Clipp in 12th, Mark Wicks showing off the Kerno for the last time in 13th, Tom Parker 14th, God knows how he managed.
I'm improving.
How he got a driver, I'm not quite sure. Technically, he is eligible though. So Ben Willis in 15th, Rob Mason in 16th, Mike Quint turned up in the Storm for 17th. Oh no, a lie actually. That's all just changed. Willis down to 16th. Rob Mason moved his way up to 14th. Tom Davison got 18th. Jared Van der Weider came 19th. Joshua Jones managed to get himself into 20th. Elise 21st, and Joshua actually you'll probably fit into somewhere there because
yeah, I did a 45. So
disappeared. So
yeah, I did a 45. I just found out as well. I just found out the races are going to be 3 laps long. So
The best part is though, you'll probably still need to pit for tyres.
True.
Yeah.
I'm going on the super softs just for safety.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Oh, Jesus.
take the fuel out. Take the fuel out.
Yeah, you know what it is. I'm looking forward to this short race because I've never commentated on a Super League race that's this short. I mean, I've commentated on races that have been red flagged, but
I've been disqualified.
Oh, only Denny.
I've beaten Tom Parker in the young driver test. Can I have a seat now?
The fact that Tom was quicker than Tom in a flipping woods car is quicker than me and Josh in VOD balls.
Hey, I got 142.0. Quite happy with that.
Yeah, but you got disqualified. It's the Woods curse.
I love how the Woods car is also in the Green Stripes Racing garage.
That's based on when you joined the server. So Josh is in the garage.
I was about to say I'm in the VB garage, and so's Josh.
It's very pretty in the VB garage. Very nice and red. Enjoy it.
Just put that into perspective. So I did a 42.0 in the woods.
Champagne at the back.
My time in the VOD ball was 40.6 on less rubber. So that shows you a kind of how much the cars have improved.
True. Very true.
So
what about the rubber?
Right. So it's okay.
You know stuff about rubber.
Oh my!
Especially during the frictional moments.
Oh. Yeah, of course, Smithy, well known as his master of cornering.
Fair enough.
I've just
Curbing.
Josh, if one of you has a look at the thing, I've just shared the picture of how my season has ended.
Oh yes, that has ended interestingly.
Guess the thing is, when I look at my rubber stats, I don't end up pulling out at the end and going, 67%. Where?
You see, I've never had that. I've never had that problem. You see.
As long as the rubber.
I don't think you should probably be declaring that on air.
Well, to be honest, I've never been in the circumstances where I've been down the AC anyway. I don't race much, you know.
Okay. Are we still talking sim racing? Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not.
His mind's elsewhere.
Well, yeah. Fair enough.
So the one thing just to remind the guy, those who are racing, Tom. Obviously, you remember run anti-cheat, Tom. Remember to run that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget RF scan.
I tell you what, the fact that I even remembered to put it on was quite impressive. We made sure it was working.
I was about to say I haven't bothered to turn it on. I completely forgot.
Don't need it. Didn't need it for testing.
I was about to say I'm 18th and like a horrible lap. I don't think I'm cheating.
Oddly, this is nearly as many as we had turn up to some Super League races. So good work.
Yeah.
4 people have turned up to this, and they have to the finale.
Actually, yeah.
20.
To be fair, that's because we've thrown everyone out of the commentary box and chucked you all in the car.
Yes.
I get to fly back through the field again. This time instead of from 20.
Don't make it out like last time that was all your plan all along. Like, I want some fun and battle through the whole field, spin and.
Not the whole field. I think I battled everyone from the top 7 down. Finish there.
Yeah.
I revive map properly.
Ben Horrell is waiting.
Ooh.
He wants to come have a
so he was considering he gave some of you the cars. So let's bring Hovell in as well. Why not? Mr. Hovell, welcome eventually.
Hovell's the king of the rubber. If we're talking about rubber.
Ben,
how you doing?
So Ben very nicely gave up his currently managing Street Fighter, so he gave up a couple of the cars there for our guys in the media. So thank you again.
Thanks, Ben.
That's not a problem. Who we actually got driving in them?
Who are you looking to bribe next year? I would suggest signing Jordan, Burlak, Minek, or Sewell or Gomez. They're your top 5. Have one of them. What you don't want to do is pick the person who came last.
Yeah, you don't want to hire me.
Which is Parker. Just don't hire him.
Yeah, because he got disqualified, right? I think we should probably focus on the fact that there is a race about to start here, ladies and gentlemen, and we got 35 seconds until it does. So I suppose I should just assume lead commentary mode now.
Well,
the way to go.
I was going to say, are you racing, Josh?
No, I'm going to commentate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were in the back.
Nothing dissimilar to what happened this year.
Oh God, I've got 2 woods cars behind me. I'm going to be.
I'm going to be partially by the time we get past that one line in front of us. Don't you worry about that.
Me and Tom are the sharks.
I will be starting when the 5th line comes on. Not
yeah, there's no formation lap either. So this is going to be a really interesting one. It's going to be sudden start, 3 laps, super softs and ultra softs everywhere. I don't even know what the place is going to happen. But we got the lights coming on very quickly. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! Boogity, boogity, boogity! And Dennis Jordan gets a decent start, as you'll see there. Fastest Burlak, after Siebel. Everyone seems to have gotten off the line nicely. Blindek, Richards, Markov, Konjajic, Mason all good as well. Gomez and Quinn still in the top 10. And it looks like this has been a surprisingly clean start.
That's arguably better than Super League was.
Yeah, this is the future right here, though. At least Skinner's completely made a balls up at that corner. But now, nonetheless, Jordan still out front leading here. And it's a good battle for 6-7. Look at this trade we've got going on here. Milan Gomez spins, in fact. He's gone round, but he's managed to dodge the oncoming cars. And he gets himself 19th, but contact with Jones.
Can I just say, I've gone from 18th to 10th.
We did just
I'm up to 15th.
Did just knock poor Rob Mason out of the way.
Yeah, we got to look at this Blindek going for Siebel now for 3rd. This is actually legitimately a battle here. Blindek and Siebel going for P2 and P3 and P4 even. And we got Burlak and Jordan for the lead. Now that's something I never thought I'd say this year.
Well, maybe we'll say a lot more. Sorry. You've actually got Adonis top 4, which is quite good. Maybe a battle for next year to see. Who knows?
Who knows? Could possibly be. And well, Burlak Jordan, this is going to be an interesting battle between the German and the Croatian. It has been such a long time since we've seen Peter Burlak and GPVWC. How much was said, but here comes Alex Sewell to give him a run for his money as well. Matt Richards is doing a stunning job in 5th.
Tell you what, Smithy, learn the drivers' names because the next fun race will get you doing the start, shall we?
Oh yes.
I'm not even in the server.
I'm driving quicker than some people without a front wing. This is quite entertaining.
Oh, that's a big off. Who's that?
I think that's Markard. Yeah, that's Markard.
Yeah, Markard turning off there. Tom Parker's in 8th in the woods. That's the best result they've had all season. Quentin Kolodziejczyk battling it out for 6th at the moment. Quentin is really giving Casper the goods here, you know, really going for it, full guns blazing, etc. And I expect this to be a good battle. What am I talking about? It's 3 laps, man.
Parker's got an Adonis behind him.
I'm trying to take this seriously and it's not working.
This is why you should be racing, Josh.
I might do race 2.
Ah, God. Usually for most of us, if we lose a front wing, we'll come into the pit straight away, get it repaired and make up the time. I think I'm just going to completely ignore that idea.
Yeah, that might be a good thing to ignore.
If I was you, no.
As boy Milan on Parker here, is Tom going to get absolutely mullered into this corner here? No, he's not. Parker's going to go around the outside. Somehow he's made it. He's been tipped round by Milan. This is definitely an interesting choice of tactics and boy there. He's obviously got a very creative interpretation of the rules. He's tipped Parker around, and I hate that. I'm going to be as biased as I want. Screw me with bias. This is the off-season. Tom Parker should win every race.
Thank you.
Tom Parker now coming up against his own car.
Oh, it actually is as well, isn't it?
Yep, that is Daniels there, who's clearly cheating, and Parker gets through him there. That shows him. No. He's not.
We got a nice little hint train back here for 12th, so just a little.
I find it interesting how Pedro Gomez has gone on the soft tyre for a 3-lap race.
I think he just wants to be safe. Better safe than sorry, you know. Better run
Willis
well.
is on super softs.
I know the tyre degrade a bit, but not quite that quickly.
Yeah. Casper is actually taking a pit stop.
Yeah, Casper is actually doing a pit stop and a 3-lap
and who's on the front straight? The Red Archer.
Oh.
Matt Richards. No, not Matt Richards.
No, Mason. Mason's gone round. That's who it is. It's Rob Mason, who's been very impressive this year, and he's retired from a 3-lap race.
What would 90% be for a 3-lap race?
All of the laps. You got to make the end to classify yourself.
Wow. Fair enough. In the meantime, though, Jordan is keeping everyone up. Good work.
Yeah, really, Dennis Van Buren, the star driver here today, as Tom Parker has a bit of an aneurysm.
Ben, come on, man. I'm going to knock him out for that. I'm going to fucking dive bomb him. Come here.
Oh, well, we got aggression going on here. Parker's fucking with us, and he's, oh, look at that. He's just moved straight out of the way there. He's obviously scared of the Parker train, and Tom Parker, car number 8, goes into 8th place.
Remember, team managers, Parker is available next year.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I might not actually lose. I might not be last here.
So what Mike's saying there, guys, is I haven't got a football contract next year.
Yeah, but you can come drive for us.
Nobody does. Nobody does.
You can come drive for us.
Sorry, Mike. Nobody does yet. Flo has already leaked something.
Flo's not driving for me.
You should go to a clinic if he's leaking.
Oh yeah, that's totally. You should definitely get that looked at. But Dennis Jordan wants to look at nothing but the win here. He's going to take the first and only meaningful race win of the evening. That is arguably...
Look, Ben.
Yeah, and Richards has been a bit of a slowdown, but yeah, Parker and
I love how it's been like this for the entire testing. Oh yeah, and I'm still going to be Jun. Sorry, David.
There you go. David Young still loses to Tom Parker, and well, Parker does win in the end over David Young, the Swiss Superman. But Dennis Jordan wins the most important race of the season.
I love the fact that Ben Willis in Parker's old car did the exact same spin that Parker did in the pit exit. Good work.
Hey, I finished 8th. I did better than I did in bloody race.
That's true.
Yeah, 8th in car 8. Maybe you can lift the world's curse now. They've left.
Arguably their best Super League finish this year.
Oh,
yeah, I think it actually was.
I wasn't going to finish. I wasn't going to finish last until Tom Davison retired.
Oh dear. Oh well.
I'm just looking. I'm still watching the standings and people are still going around in this race. Joshua Jones has scored a point in Super League, and he's happy. Look how happy he is. He scored and points.
Knock
it. Casper almost scored points.
He pitted as well, Casper.
Aye, that would have been brilliant if he'd scored. And well, I tell you what, if anything's to go by, Joshua Jones is going to be champion next year then.
No, I am, because I'm able to drive with 90-degree steering lock because of my suspension damage.
I've done that before.
Love the fact that Dennis Jordan and Peter Burlock are still battling away even on the in lap. Like,
never
properly, ends. Like Burlock was obviously not going to let him. He ended up winning, but look at Jordan now. Oh, all the way into the pit lane together.
Formation.
Oh, locked up right into the pit lane, nearly went to the back of him. That was impressive.
Damn you, Parker, and your slow words. Too good, man.
Looks like we've lost a few as well. So if there is a second one, it's going to be 17. So a little bit shorter. But
Smithy, what was your best memory of GPVWC then? Let's bring you back in because I know you can't see the server.
That's actually very difficult.
Meeting me in person for the first time.
That was amazing.
GPV award for best donuts.
I do have the picture of when me and Parker met for the first time, and it does look like I'm crushing your bones.
Oh my!
But you are loving it at the same time. I'd probably say actually
still above your bed, Smithy. Wow.
Laminated. It
had to be.
So it'd probably be a combination of GPVWC Day, because I think that's an amazing, like, completely unique thing that only this league has, and you can't top it to actually beat people. Although I tried to top a few people, but
oh my,
they don't know about it yet.
I tell you what, you could do that with me any day of the week.
God, Josh, how many drinks?
No,
oh, God,
no, man, just like this.
It's all about the flow. Literally.
I'm starting 12th. Oh God.
I got Tom behind me again. For this second race of the thing.
Josh race.
I think Mike should commentate. I think this ought to be a laugh.
Oh,
Josh races and Mike commentates. Here we go.
Yeah, let's do that. Josh race.
Here we go. Hard tyres, full tank of fuel, maximum downforce.
So we need to give him all year to finish then. No, about 6 months.
It'll be the fight for the championship between me and Josh. This race is between me and Josh, and this is for who commentates next year.
55 wings.
Right,
Josh, you better hurry up. You're going to miss the bloody start.
Yeah,
I'm on
20
20 seconds a highway, man. I've got this. And I'm going to put the boost up to max.
Do you know what I've got? I've got a spike in break.
Herpes.
I'm still alright.
I'm guaranteed a point in Super League.
Oh, you got to get to the finish first.
You got to be classified.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard.
No, that's true.
Oh,
Minute.
That's what she said.
Am I on this? Am I? Shit. Right. Okay. And apparently, I wasn't paying attention. Right. Okay. Fair enough. I cannot see. Let me get.
Damn it, Hinsey.
McCard gets into first ahead of Gomez and takes the first turn quite nicely in the red archer there. Looking quite clean behind, although that is a lovely ball off onto the side. Then rejoins into the Kerno. That's great work, Willis. There's a storm all the way around the outside, getting moved right out between threes wide.
Oh, Skinner's gone.
Oh God. We're going 3 wide into third place there. The Kerno is in third. That's high up for that. The Woods, what is going on there? Parker, no wonder there's a mess. Parker's involved.
Hey, I've
rolled it.
You've rolled it. I didn't even look round the back. Yep, your back's still going low.
Yeah.
Having said that, Gomez has now got ahead of at the front because we've got Matt Richards there. The Storm is doing very well in third. Mike Quint.
Oh my god!
Oh gee, the space program is gone. Oh my goodness me.
That is
just tell me what happened in front of me.
I'm too far back to see what happened.
Okay, that was a Kerno that went into the back of the Storm.
Oh, that's Menno that's in the
apparently,
barrier.
when you combine a Kerno and a Storm, don't advise it at home, kids, because you end up with an explosion. So that went well.
Oh, David,
there is one Nordstrom running around though, and Junt is still now sat in third, followed by.
He's in third. What? I was ahead of him a second ago.
Junt in third. You got Hinsey in fourth in the Woods, so you're not the highest scoring Woods, Parker.
Well, I mean, because I got taken out.
I disagree. The Woods are tracks curses. That's kind of how that works.
Go on, Hinsey.
Hinsey there is showing again. Yeah, the problem is he can't really use his tyres over 3 laps.
No, I can't use my keep the tyres live because it's only 3 laps.
No, that's not going to work for you, really.
No.
But there is some good battles up and down.
For a podium here.
I'm still loving that Hawkeye leading ahead of a Red Archer. Let Red Archer have a win. Hawkeye have had one this year already. Come on.
Let Woods win.
Ben Willis looking like he might actually come up for an attack on Van der Waarde in the 5th and 6th, which is a little bit unfair, being a Storm and a Vodball. Yeah, the two Street Fighters battling away is interesting. Yeah.
No front wing, and I'm catching. Can I just? Wow.
Yeah, you just.
I'm not anymore.
To be fair, the front wing on the Woods, you might as well lose it. Less downforce, doesn't matter. Less weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you. Yeah. Turn right, Parker.
There's a good battle for 5th, by the way. Side by side.
Battle for the lead at the moment, actually. We've got Matt Richards right alongside Pedro Gomez going into this on what is. We're on lap 2 now? 2, yeah.
See, Mike, this is why we stick to the commentary.
Well, yeah. You go ahead.
And it's looking great here, obviously, at the front. And Richards very, very far to the right. Now as Gomez defends. Going to be on the outside. Gomez on the soft tyres, ironically, surprisingly. Oh, Gomez! Sliding in front. He's going to lose first. He's going to lose second. Is he going to lose the podium? No, he's not. Tom, could you hurry up, please?
I'm trying. It's a Woods. Not the best car in the world. I'm doing what I can, though.
Ben Willis has gotten past Jared van der Waarde, so that's going to be game, set, and match. Knowing how quick the Valiant is against the Storm.
Storm have a Valiant.
Oh God! I mean the Vodball.
It pains you to say the words.
It does.
You're driving that car.
I could say Norton all night long, but just say Vodball.
You can quite happily sit there and say Norton came second, Norton came second, Norton came second. Fine, you go ahead.
Nice to finish first once.
You've got Josh Jones coming up and following you now, Parker.
Oh, no, I just overtook him.
Wow.
And Josh is wide.
Fair enough.
Josh Anderson's last and sat in 10th.
Well, yeah, because I've got max downforce. And hard tyres. Hard tyres and 128 litres of fuel. What do you expect?
I think we have a dead Parker.
Josh, best tyres. I'm still 10 seconds ahead of you. I was.
Nice work.
Oh God,
that looks like it's travelling nicely.
And mate, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be Right. Oh, good God.
See, the thing is, right, this is actually Rudy Van Buren Simulator 2018, because he's going to be in a McLaren, which has no top speed anyway.
That's not necessarily true.
Well, it probably will.
Who's
Probably
leading?
Oh, yeah, they're going to Renault next year, aren't they? So they'll actually have some top speed.
Oh, well, actually.
Come on, you're being caught by a vodball.
I also don't have a suspension on my right rear tyre, and no front wing.
I meant Tom Hins.
They're optional extras on the Woods.
A nice luxury.
yeah.
Only saving measures. Ollie knew what he was doing.
See, when you drive for Woods, you're paying for your seat, the wheels, the engine,
Well,
the
considering I
bodywork,
drove him for free,
and that's it.
yeah, you're not wrong.
Although it must be said though, that considering they didn't develop after about round 5 because they left, like there's not that big a difference in the car. Like Tom is doing, competitive.
And Matt Richards takes the flag.
I'm not going to be
by
laughed.
the way, Woods, they scored 32 points this year, and they still beat Green Stripes. So, there we go.
And Thomas Hins finishes 4th, and Willis is ecstatic that he finished 5th.
I think Willis is ecstatic.
Oh, hit Joshua Jones! That's a problem. Why is he so slow? Is his tyres gone?
Fine, I've got 38% left on my front left.
I'm determined to win.
Are you on hard tyres, Josh?
Yes, I'm on the hards.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Right, come on, power! Oh, he's taking us out, the bugger! Right, that's it. That's it. I'm not letting him get away with that.
Look away now, viewers.
Am I not my friend? I don't care. Power!
Is he gonna...
Oh, God.
Revenge is a dish best served at 200 miles an hour.
That was building all year, wasn't it?
Oh! I've been wanting to get out of my system. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Lindsay, stop mounting Josh.
Oh, God.
I didn't think I'd need to ever say that, but yeah.
I'm so glad you did.
I think it's the end of the year where, like, anyone who wants
plenty of rubber left.
If anyone ever gets bored of Super League, they just have to come and watch like the finale, because that's just when all of us just let our hair down and just have a laugh.
Right.
Unless you're in football or a Norwegian this year, in which case we're fine.
Gotta be 1-1 wings this time, so maximum speed in the straights.
Oh, God.
Good luck getting through Sector 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to dive off on that note because I don't think I'll be able to get any more mount. Lovely to see
I
everyone.
might have had a bit of an
Thank you very much for
accident.
coming in.
You should totally not be a stranger and come back for some season in 2018.
Come back.
We'll see. If the community is a bit more chilled and nice and friendly and as joyful as this stream has been, then I may consider.
Oh, just trust me, I can make anything look joyful.
Have a speak to Elise. Elise joined this year and has stayed around, so obviously enjoys.
I've loved it here.
What the hell is this? Some kind of a joke. I'm 4th.
Josh, have you seen what's going on at the moment?
4th. Why?
First grid.
Josh,
Yeah,
just look at your screen. The two vodballs
Wow. Yeah. I don't know if.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes, take care. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
Hopefully catch you again soon, Smithy. See ya.
Josh, I was going to say that's not the right word.
I don't know if this is something Mike envisioned happening, but I mean it's happening now. So there you go, Mike.
Wow.
I'm just, I don't know.
Is that
My
welcome
car
back?
getting mounted.
Welcome back to Hovel. Are you back as well? Are you with us?
I am, yes. No, I am. I came back to stop mounting, so I thought seems I missed 90% of that conversation.
Rule of yourself?
Oh God, I'm third.
Mounting stops.
Well, why not? Do you know what? I fancy a laugh, so I'm gonna go on board with Joshua Anderson for this one.
Yep, boy.
There you
All
are.
you're going to see is me spinning out.
I was going to say, I'm
what
on
I need
board
to
with
do
Elise.
I now need to jump the start and then come back to 10th.
Well, put it this way: if you jump the
Because
start,
I'm
you're not going to be able to serve a penalty in 3 laps, so you might as well fucking just go.
Yeah, go
Good
now.
point, actually.
Do a Parker.
Just do. I remember someone doing it at ITC and fucked off.
Parker approves.
Just go.
Parker approved strategy is not even to get to. That's not the first time I jumped the start either. I jumped it in Austria 2015. Could have won that one.
Can we have launch control for next year?
No.
So both of my pedals are now spiking, so thank God I'm getting a new wheel tomorrow.
I say my
Should be
brake
fun.
is sort of coming on and off, but that's about it.
Oh, they might have been doing that all year. Why do you think I've been so slow?
Nobody answered that for you, Tom.
No. At least I don't think he did a Parker.
Oh, at least get a start massively.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, that's a lot of wall action.
Oh, I've been completely smithereens. I'm second. Third.
What?
This is brilliant.
Wow.
Ollie, what are you doing?
Sorry, Tom.
Well done, Chris. I think that's just...
Chris is on it. Chris is on it.
I think we might well be seeing the end of this now. Because that's just getting...
Yeah, red flag.
Yeah, he's going to try again. It's attempt number 2.
Well, there was a random...
Skinner literally did a Parker.
There was a random Woods car that just decided to dive and do a Lopez into both the Storm Charge.
Oh, I'm starting 10th now.
It's a shame.
Hold a minute, I've got Josh Jones on my right. Oh God. Who's that?
Oh my God, Parker.
As Chris. Oh,
God damn it, Tom.
What?
Get back to the grid.
I am. I'm back in, mate. I'm going to win. West side, isn't it? Yeah.
That's a genius.
I just got pretty hot waiting for the
I'm
start.
13.
Goes Josh. We got that start was so bad. Chris thought, nah.
Yes, yeah, we were so misbehaved that Chris has gone. Sorry.
I was fine.
Yeah, precisely. That's why we started again. Bloody light.
Right, here we go.
It's going to be some fun.
Time for chaos number 3.
Right, I hope the DC's watching because this is like trading.
The DC is me and I say sod off. I have my pit limiter on.
It's a good excuse. Oh.
Chill out, Ben. Wait.
Josh.
Top 2 got away nice and cleanly. Everybody else a bit bunched up. Got a lovely little battle between Casper and Tom, maybe? Yes.
Tom Davidson, yeah.
Yeah, not you. Yeah, you're following.
Yeah, but
It's gone wrong.
In fact, you might get taken out by Willis.
I'd love to see him bloody.
Oh!
The stop sentence.
What?
Willis is up in the air thanks to a storm. So it must be something with the storm cars that fly people into the air.
I say it's having.
It's the way they designed that front wing, obviously. Added lift.
Nice overtake. Oh, God, give him props. That was a bloody good overtake.
Oh, he's not got it. Not yet. Casper coming back. Oh, not really. Just sort of looked at that and went, oh, he actually managed to keep it on the tarmac. Parker, though, looking like he's going to try and move around the outside of both of them. Really? You're keeping your foot in on that?
Oh, cut in the corner there as well, Parker.
Yeah,
Good lad.
Right, I kind of did the same back to him.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Hence, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, no!
Oh, that's one gone. That was
That
Willis.
didn't work.
Oh, dear.
With this driving, it looks like Parker's auditioning himself for a Street Fighter role next year, apparently.
Apart from just taking them out generally, isn't
Yeah, pretty much.
Well.
Cutting corners and trying to retire early.
Oh, that's one Kerno. Look, Tom lost his front
There's
wing
a front
as well.
wing gone.
That's Tom on the exit there, and he's gone straight on the next corner, so that's going to drop him heavily down. Hinsey, you gave up with that. You only lost a back wing and like some suspension.
Oh.
Should have been fine.
You should have seen how much I was crabbing.
Did you not see how Parker finished last race? Outrageous.
Finish was the good word.
Where's the dedication?
Oh.
So,
I'm in the top 10.
Why are people pitting in the 3-lap race? Jeez.
Right, watch this.
That's the best things have always happened after that in life.
Time to take this serious.
Wets. Why are you on wets?
Right if I'm in it.
This was suddenly downpours and that 3 real crash.
Yeah. Chris
I
has
might
decided.
not be last.
Dear.
God,
Oh,
Mike,
that's-
this Valiant engine needs a bit of a boost.
No, it doesn't.
Thank you, Tom. It only won the most races in the championship. It's fine. It's fine.
Won, what, 30
Yeah, but it can't
races?
overtake a Street Fighter.
Oh, yes, it can.
Yeah, but that has a Valiant as well. The worrying part is when the wood catches.
I'm quite interested in this battle actually between the the Street Fighter and the Vodball car. It's It's an interesting one.
I'm more watching.
Well,
the
it's
top
two
three
idiots trying to get around the circuit, really.
We've got David John trying to take on Matt Richards for second and third, which is actually a battle potentially, rather than like, whatever the hell you guys are doing.
The amount of corner cuts in this one sector alone is enough for Honda style grid penalties.
It's enough to give me Mexico flashbacks. Oh,
it's enough to keep Elise busy on the whole off season.
Yeah, I'm just going to disqualify Mike from the whole of the 2018 season.
You go ahead. I don't drive.
I'm going to disqualify Vodball from everything, including the drivers.
It's funny, Mike.
God,
you say you don't drive, but you're still technically worth more than I am in the driver market.
I'm worth more than Parker.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is pretty impressive.
That must mean I'm probably worth more than Parker then.
No.
I have to say these wet tyres are actually quite nice.
Because I've scored points in Super League. That's what gets me there.
If Josh actually overtakes me on the wet tyres, I will scream.
It's got about 30 seconds to catch, so quite a while.
It would be one hell of a lap. But if it does chuck it down suddenly now, 100% wet, then
where's the sprinkler system?
Yeah, turn that on. Oh dear.
Good battle, P2, good old Richards and Young. I'll say it'd be interesting to see, because I know Matt Richards. Obviously, we know he's a very talented driver. Obviously, especially in tin tops, seems to be his speciality. Touring cars, he's very good in touring cars. But done some done some good stuff in this test. He was on the pace books in terms of his during the actual test itself. And I mean, he's keeping with David Young here. He's keeping with Pedro Gomes, and they're both, very solid drivers.
That's it. Tyres a bit critical mass now.
Especially the likes of Young, obviously testing for Nordjern throughout the year. So,
how was that? Yeah, I agree. How was that weight penalty there, Tom?
Is that why it was
255 kilograms added to the
I must admit, I did wonder why in the fast right I wasn't actually turning into.
That's impressive. Impressive.
Beat Ben.
Oh dear. I think, guys, we're going to probably call that a stream. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else going on, but it must be said, anyone watching this is not the normal Super League. This is not how we normally do things. Things are generally a lot more professional at GPVWC.com, but we do have a laugh at the same time, and I think this is letting a lot of steam off for guys, particularly a lot of the media guys that you have speaking to you in this chat. If you would like to get involved for next year, you can. People are looking for drivers and things like that at the moment, or if you coming to Antwerp for GPWC Day at the start of December, everyone's having a big meetup and lots of announcements coming your way there for 2018 and what's going to happen. I don't want to give anything away at the moment, but there could be loads going on. Who knows? You could have driver announcements. We've had, you'll get the team announcements. We've had mod announcements.
Sure, there's going to be. I wouldn't surprise me if Nords announced their driver. Usually,
certain teams have historically announced like that. Nordjern, Adonis, Hawkeye have done before, so who knows?
Definitely want to keep an eye out for next year with the mod, as well as we mentioned before. A lot of really good things coming out of the mod team at the moment. It's looking like this next year's mod could produce if it keeps going the way it's tracking, like I'm seeing from the mod team here at GPV. It's looking like a lot of very positive feedback, and could make for a really nice mod with tyres that don't fall off after 5 laps. So that would be nice. It looks like it's coming along very nicely. So I think definitely keep an eye out for next year. I think the mod's looking like it could be very, very nice indeed. So definitely, if you're keen for some F1 style racing, definitely keep an eye out for next year. And if you're keen, get in touch with various team managers and so on. Obviously, the teams will be announced at GPWC Day as per tradition. And if you see the teams there, see any team you want to join, by all means, get in touch with the team managers there, and I'm sure they would be happy to consider you for a possible Super League if you've got the right stuff. So definitely keep an eye out for that next year, because I'm sure it'll be an absolute cracker of a season once again.
Completely agree, Com. If you remember, that's GPVWC.com. We're also looking for media personnel at SimNews here. If you want to come and drop us a line somewhere along the line on, just hit the page if you want on something like that, would be fine. It'd be nice to get new faces and give people a chance. Not necessarily at Super League, but obviously in lots of other series and lots of sim racing going on all across the world at the moment. It's fantastic. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and I have got too many people to thank in this chat. Realistically, it's just thank you to everybody who's in here. anyone voices you've heard, and anyone who's popped in to say hello, anyone who's driven today. It was all a good bit of fun. Nothing really serious. Thank you all for watching as well. I would probably make this available to watch back. Might have to get that approved. If not, thank you though for joining us. And everyone enjoy your summer breaks. The people that are coming to Antwerp, I shall see you there. And thank you once again from GPVWC and SimNews.TV. Have a good evening and enjoy many a drink.